I'm the abnormal host of Utter.
Quite a lot of utter virgins in tonight.
How are we tonight? That can change.
Dear Deirdre, I'm a persistent peeping Tom.
It's in fact a univocalism.
I was with Richard last night.
Admin.
On dressing up as Dracula to come out to your parents.
Mothra!
Yet inside my skull, my brain is being deep fried.
Whilst some's pout like Mick Jagger.
I did Movember, and nobody even noticed.
And your poems are depressing, that's why they aren't selling. And if you spent less time bitching about poets being bitches, maybe you'd be published by now. Maybe you'd actually pay for your meals, and if you don't go out, why don't you cook for me? Why don't you surprise me with chocolates and flowers? You know I like surprises, oh why don't you shave?
Smashing Tokyo's traffic with its stomping bullocks. Shooting Shinkansen from their rails with sticky, liquid ordnance and battling, flapping vaginas as huge as Mothra.
The worn, the stray, the bruised, the hurt, the lost will see the day, I promise. Even if they're not quite clear, some nights the stars are here. Thank you.
After a few minutes, your mother speaks, only to check whether this means you'll be dressing like this from now on. Your father says nothing, clutches his rolled up Times like a steak.
She flexes her legs, Ted eyes her feet, he bends, yells, "The letter! There's the letter! Let's revel shade the Queen's teeth! Let's bend, spend, blend her cheeks red." She tells yes. No, fuck off, you bastard. Thanks very much.
Only stinkier, creepier, night stalking nightclubs, nightstick gland in hand, my fleshy nightclub, to rub with a stalk on, I'll get my walk on, to flesh out my fantasy back at home. Well, it's my parents' home of their 50-year-old son, again alone. Thanks very much.
Last year I got a belly, slopping too much ready meal food while watching the telly, so I declared war, running out the door, pounding out a vast amount of miles, wheezing and blurry-eyed, feeling like a fat pig inside, started catching mad sickness, food became guilt-ridden like religion, vomiting was my form of turd polishing. They say guys don't get bulimia, but I stuck up 2 fingers more than Liam Gallagher.
When I'm in the area, I take the route I'm most likely to see you. I never do, but if I did, I could say we were meant to. And you could tell me how good my hair looks at this length, and how sorry you are to have left, and how badly you've slept without me, and how sorry you are to break my heart so you could be happy. But you're not happy. And I'll tell you how beautiful your contradiction is, and how much weight I've lost, and how much pain has disappeared in this moment, and how everything reminds me of you, and how it wouldn't hurt this much if we weren't meant to be, and there's a power lead broken from the socket of our universe, and I'd do anything to plug it back in, and I'd do anything to taste your tongue no matter where it's been, and how much I wish we could stand in the light of your room and take off everything.
Woo! You say real women are complicated, and that may well be the understatement of the century, but that's the way it's meant to be, because men are complicated too. How else would we be able to do all the complicated things we do? Like completing a Sudoku on the loo while doing a number 2.
I am Deirdre, a red trail across the white foam of the Black Sea. I am famous among bards who know my life as one of the 3 sorrows of storytelling. Thank you for your letter.
And that jewellery you bought me? Well, if you did, I'll be selling that shortly to feed our kids. You've got some woman, you've gone underground. You should be thrown in the dog pound. I know you with a woman because the cops ain't been round. Thank you.
Pantoums, haikus, sestinas, sonnets, songs, I am complete, yet so alone. Imagination rules my world, I speak the truth, I am alive. I live for this, performing words because I'm itching to create, cut loose and let the demons out. I am complete, yet so alone. Imagination rules my world. Through a glass wall, I try to hear you, but it's hard to understand because I'm itching to create, cut loose and let the demons out. See, I've got snakes inside my ears and bursting blisters on my brain. Thank you.
The measure of a man is not tattoos or scars. It is not a string of broken hearts, neither is it his own. It is not the cut of the clothes he wears or the texture of his hands. It is not what others say concerning him or even what he says about himself.
It is not what knowledge he has learned or even such literature as he can quote. It is not his integrity nor his detachment. No, it is none of these. The measure of a man is what he does when no one is looking. So you're right, ladies and gentlemen, we're all winners.
Here's something we can raise our refillable glasses to. Because growing up is something not every kid gets a chance to do. Thanks.
All in the best possible taste.
Mothra.